It's a city where anything can happen, so what could go wrong or right as I hit up LA Unscripted. We live in a city with endless things to do and people to meet, and we want to do it all with you. Hi everyone, I'm Dana Devin, and we're here at Baccarat Silver Lake, where small plates serve up big taste. Now, here's something else you have to try.
I would call this a cornucopia of pop culture, a supermarket of visual and retro gift items. This is what I like to think of as the ultimate gift store. Yes, gifts. It's kind of our middle name. This has got a lot more of the tiki stuff here and some more soaps. God, we don't have hardly any soaps anymore. We founded Soap Plant, my mother and I, in 1971 in June. Wacko and La Luz de Jesus were later creations that came along in the 80s when we were on Melrose Avenue. This is the original sign from Melrose Avenue that was put up in, I believe, 1984 when it was right next to the soap plant. Originally, it was a soap store. We did soap, and you could bring your bottles in, be refilled, and we had soaps and oils, perfumes, hair products. We still do. We have all that stuff, but it metamorphosized into so much more. Now we carry like 15,000 different items. We have been here in Los Feliz for 26 or 27 years, half the store's lifetime. Books is probably the biggest category. Comic book related art. This is Mexicana and outsider art. I started going to Mexico in 1974. People will spend hours here. I mean, it can literally be entertainment. Happen to call it the second happiest place on earth. We sell a heck of a lot of socks. Novelty socks. The retail space is approximately 4,000 feet. That's counting the gallery. The gallery, one of the longest running galleries in Los Angeles at this point, over 38 years, I believe, established quite a pattern of discovering young artists that have gone on to be very influential. I actually used to come into this building when it was a post office, when I was quite young. I'm from Echo Park, born and raised in Los Angeles. I'm proud of it. It's what I've pretty much spent my life doing and creating. It's more than just a store. It's a concept and what I do, my life, basically.
From the valley to the ocean, the mountains, the desert, and everything in between, there are so many incredible enclaves to discover in Southern California. So now let's see what our Jasmine Simpkins has discovered.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Guy Torrey. This is a comedy store, and I want to welcome you to LA Unscripted. It's fitting that, the Comedy Store is celebrating 50 years and still going strong. The Comedy Store was a comedy club that really kind of took the comedians that nobody else wanted, that the Laugh Factory, Improv, didn't fit in their structure. They're more buttoned down and more, but the Comedy Store was like, we're House of Nuts, House of Misfits. So you look at some of these names on this wall, there were those type of comedians. This was the first room when Ciro's, the restaurant, closed and the Comedy Store came in. It was just one room, and this was the first room, the original room, which is still pretty awesome. This is Mincy Shore, who owned the Comedy Store, who unfortunately has gone on to the big stage. And she used to sit here, and this was she would scout talent. Paulie, of course, Paulie Shore, her son. Without them, a lot of these names would not be on this wall. Monday nights when I moved here in '92, they had potluck. You come at 3 o'clock, and Chewy, would come out. Big security guy named Chewy would come out and have a hat with numbers in it, and you pick numbers. And whatever number you pick, that's the order you went up. That's your time slot. One time I had to follow Howie Mandel, and he had the room on fire, like it was lit, and I I was a little bit scared, but instead of going there trying to outdo him, I just picked off his energy and rode the wave and had a great set. What the Comedy Store means to me, what it meant to me in the beginning was the Mecca of comedy, where this is where the greats have graced these stages. Doing Fat Tuesdays was everything, because that was the wind beneath my, comedy wings that really helped me ascend into this business. Fat Tuesday started in 1995, right upstairs in the belly room. And after 6 months, it started really getting even, bigger and bigger. And then 9 months, it was like, yo, the baby hatched. And we went into the main room. Everybody came to this room. I mean, I'm talking Shaq. His favorite booth was, over there. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would sit right there. Prince would, slide in and sit in this side. Eddie Murphy, that was Eddie Murphy's favorite booth as well. I get emotional talking about it because, wow, we did it.
And if you guys have some ideas, tell us where to go next, because by now, you guys know I am Dana, down to do it all unscripted.
America's Teaching Zoo is a living, breathing classroom for the Exotic Animal Training and Management Program, and it's where the creatures are the teachers. As a resident of LA, the San Fernando Valley, I am a big fan of LA Unscripted, and I thought, why not dare Dana? I'm Mara Rodriguez at Moore Park College, and I would like to dare Dana to come get wild with us at America's Teaching Zoo. Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance? Oh, let's get ready! We're sitting on this beautiful hilltop at Moore Park College, and we are on 5 acres. Everything from a wildlife theater to a play yard for our tigers, Ira's Kingdom, and Clarence the Galapagos Tortoise's barn.
Come out of your oh, that was a good bite. Oh my God, he's amazing.
We house 125 animals representing 110 species. Some of them come from other zoos, and we're a sanctuary home for pets that were confiscated and were being held illegally.
Okay, we are going to bottle feed the tigers.
I think they want some.
When he was confiscated, he was being kept illegally as a pet, believe it or not.
Oh my God, yummy, yummy. Oh my God, I'm feeding a tiger.
Jax is roughly 7 years old. She was a confiscated pet. Somebody tried to keep her illegally and then realized they couldn't handle it, and then they surrendered her.
No matter what the animal and what their story is, America's Teaching Zoo is a forever home for every animal that steps foot, paw, or wing into the zoo.
And we are just getting started. LA Unscripted from Baccarat Silver Lake. We'll be right back. Welcome back to LA Unscripted from Baccarat Silver Lake. I'm Dana Devin, and we want to know how you live life unscripted. I mean, what does that really mean? Well, to us, it's going outside of our comfort zones, discovering new places like this one, and meeting new people that make SoCal so special.
When it comes to soul food in LA, there's only one name I think of, Doolin's. Doolin's on Crenshaw and Doolin's Soul Food Kitchen.
Doolin's has been in existence for over 30 years. It was started by our parents, Adolph and Mary Doolin, and they initially opened a hamburger stand called Hamburger City, which later morphed into Aunt Kizzy's Back Porch, and currently we operate as Doolin's Soul Food Kitchen and Doolin's on Crenshaw.
I'd like to get the baked fish. Ooh, the string beans are my favorite. Oh my gosh, I'll do the cabbage. I gotta do the cornbread muffins.
Altogether, we've been in the restaurant business approaching 50 years. We started off in the hamburger business, but the hamburger business started to fail. And so my parents decided to start serving soul food as a Some of the specialties that we offer are our fried chicken, smothered pork chops, and my favorite is the meatloaf. We do the traditional southern side dishes such as collard greens, candied yams, mac and cheese, and our cornbread muffins are to die for. Made from scratch, mixed by hand. These were family recipes that were evolved over the years. My dad is from Oklahoma, grew up in a small town called Luther, Oklahoma, was raised on a farm, eventually migrated to Los Angeles with his family, and we've been here ever since. The Crenshaw location opened about 33 years ago, and that's the largest sit-down location of the 3 restaurants that we own. We opened this location about 20 years ago on the corner of Manchester and La Brea. So my brother currently runs this operation, and he's doing a wonderful job. We're part of the community, the food is delicious, the portions are large, and that was our dad's strategy, to give large portions of really good food. And if you do that, the customers will come again and again.
Okay, so what else is on trend? Well, let's see what our Olivia de Bortoli is up to.
Under New Management is a floral studio based in LA, but if you spend like 5 minutes with us, you'll understand that it's like much more than a floral studio.
Put this in the middle.
Okay.
It really does look kind of fly though.
We do everything from making a small birthday arrangement to doing full-scale events. Hi, my name is Alexandra Floro, and I am the owner of Under New Management. The reason why it's called Under New Management is because my mom was also a florist. When I was growing up, she would make me strip roses on the balcony. So when I got laid off a gig in 2019, I said, let me just turn to something I know, and it was florals.
Oh, she's giving art.
Is she?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she's giving.
That's nice.
I think what makes our arrangements super unique is that the group of artists that I've gathered around me aren't traditionally florists. We have a painter in our group, we have a stylist, we have a dancer.
And I had never had any experience in florals at all until 2 years ago when Alex and I started working together.
I worked in advertising at agencies for maybe the last decade or so.
Under New Management is just a group of loudmouths. We just like to talk and we like to make it known that we're here. We take up space. I identify as a queer woman of color, and I think that the people that I surround myself with also are beautiful queer folks, beautiful people of color. For us, we've always wanted to make our opinions known. A lot of times when small business owners approach social media, they don't want to be loud, they don't want to voice their opinions, but I have found quite the opposite. It really does make people feel belonged. I see it in my DMs all the time of like, oh, thank you for saying something. And like, I didn't know that a floral company would actually have an opinion on Black Lives Matter or on police brutality. So I think it's really important for us to be vocal and have this reputation of a small business that speaks their mind. These are just my favorite.
My name is Hannah Meldy, and I am the owner of Golden Heron, which is a flower farm in North Hollywood.
I purposely source from Hannah because we kind of hold the same values of like community, of uplifting artisans. If I can put my money and my clients' money there, then of course I will. So right now we are prepping for a wedding tomorrow, and the bride is a Chinese bride, and she wanted us to source vintage materials, to deliver an exceptional product, but while having fun.
Alex is such an inspiration, and like I feel like Under New Management has not only made me like a better artist, but like a better person.
And we have so much more for you. Going off script is far more fun than sticking to it, right? So come on back with us. Just so much to discover here in SoCal, like this place. And now, check this out.
And I hope it shows as what we do, what we play, what the feel, the whole concept comes alive. Hi, I'm Raul Tapia. And I'm his brother Eric Tapia. And we're proud to reveal Whittier's first speakeasy craft brewery, La Bodega Brewing Company. Salud y suerte. La Bodega was a dream that came between our partner Abraham, Eric, and myself. And it all started about 7 years ago when we were homebrewing. We really had no idea how to make beer, but Abraham had been homebrewing for about 6 years. We made our first batch of pale ale, fell in love with it. We thought we had something that we can promote and sell and bring to the community.
The concept behind the name came from La Bodega. La Bodega in our culture is a warehouse. So essentially, us running around in that warehouse, we knew this was for us. And we were picking produce, cleaning the warehouse, cleaning restrooms, and just growing up in a warehouse.
Tappy Brothers is a food service broadliner, which means we sell everything and anything to restaurants. Now we cover 8 states, have over 4,000 clients. For us, we really wanted to focus on the beer, but Whittier wanted a restaurant component, so we just wanted to open a tap room. But when they said, oh, restaurant? Well, we know a little bit about the restaurant business, so we dove right into it.
What is your mission? What is your vision?
Traditional Mexican dishes that we have here, a little, modern presentation.
Got it.
A classic, a chile verde, a slow braised pork green chili stew. A chile colorado, another classic.
The cut of meat. When we talk Wagyu, we're talking top of the line meat.
We're one of 10 restaurants that have this Wagyu, so.
Wait, 1 of 10 in where?
California.
We look at this food, we think of the beer. This is a perfect pairing. Like, you're not only gonna come here, get good food, you're gonna drink good beer. You look around. It is gorgeous in here. Describe what is it that I'm seeing.
This is our brew house. It's in the U.S. we use barrels, so this is a 15-barrel system, which is equivalent to about 500 gallons of beer that we can make at a time.
What is this exclusive club people can be part of?
We're really trying to bridge the gap between German and Mexican beers. And in Germany, there's Stein membership. It's embedded in their culture where it's generations. They walk in, they grab their mug, they get their beer, they sit down. So we wanted to replicate that. So we hold the key, we lock their Stein, we're responsible for the Stein. When they walk in, we'll have it ready for them with their favorite beer, and it's a talking point.
When you walk through that refrigerator door, thinking it's a butcher shop, thinking that there's a butcher shop in the back, you walk into a pretty cool space. 1920 speakeasy. The whole Prohibition realm, and you can see it throughout the pictures in our round table room, the devil's in the detail. And for us, it was. So we're hitting everything on all cylinders, the food, the beer, the decor.
Every portrait has a story and associated to one of us. 3 owners and their wives, try to guess who picked who. And, it becomes a talking piece. For example, we have, Billy Idol. You would never guess oh, Billy Idol, who would pick Billy Idol? So Eric, growing up, was a huge fan of Billy Idol. He wanted to dye his hair blonde, so,
Platinum blonde. It's great to come from a city that has so many family roots invested in what we call the greater city of Whittier. And I feel like the community has hugged the restaurant and made it its own.
Here's to that, huh?
Yes.
And that's not all. Here's some more to keep you in the know.
Gosh, my journey as an artist really begins with me being very young. I always loved to sing ever since I was, a little kid. I used to do all of the theater productions and things like that. Then as I got a bit older, I really decided that it was something I wanted to do professionally.
Superman is just a fluke. Well-written story about a man in blue.
Hi, my name is Grace Gosted. I'm a 20-year-old singer-songwriter, and I live in Los Angeles, California. I would say my style is sort of pop alternative, but I don't really believe in genres. I always try to write from a very honest perspective. I try to tackle topics that a lot of people I think are very uncomfortable talking about. My first album that I did, Black Box, I talked about anxiety, depression, body dysmorphia, trauma, the list goes on and on. Black Box as an album is sort of a linear story of the first 18 years or so of my life. It explores my earliest memories from childhood all the way through sort of the tumultuous times I had in middle school and high school with a lot of bullying, and then, into an exploration of my sexuality and so on. When an airplane crashes, there's this black box that stores all these different data points which reflect why the plane crashed. And so I think we as human beings are very, very similar to that. You know, if you look inside of us and you look inside of your own sort of metaphorical black box, you can go back in your history and see just where everything went wrong and why you are the way you are. And so I wanted to make sure that with this project, if I was discussing all these really intense topics, that we gave people a place to go. And that's ultimately where blackboxproject.org came from. We partnered with Jazz Robbins, who's an incredible therapist, and she has these 12 videos where she essentially walks you through all these various topics that were discussed. And it's totally free. We also partnered with Teen Line, who's an incredible organization who offers a lot of direct support to teens in trouble and things like that. And also the Born This Way Foundation that Lady Gaga runs. That's another resource that we offer for help as well. And they have so many incredible programs and opportunities for real growth. But what I can say is that my overarching theme is sort of for anyone who's ever felt marginalized at any given point for any reason, you know, this is a place where you can exist. This is a place where you can be heard, understood, and ultimately, you know, your feelings will be validated.
Okay, that is it for now. Thank you, Bakari, for allowing us to party on your patio. We love it here. All right, where will we be next? You never know. Stay tuned. We'll see you next time.